Thank you. So why do I say thank you? First, for having the opportunity to serve you guys as a technology partner. Second, I want to thank David and the leadership team for the investment that they're making in all of you to make sure that you can, in fact, leverage technology in the best possible way and partner with us to make sure that everything that is possible technologically is being provided to you. So thank you, David. Thank you to the entire leadership team, and thank all of you. So, we're a technology provider, but we think we understand real estate. I know that's a silly thing to say for a guy who is a geek, basically. But we've worked with a lot of brokerages around the country, a lot of companies, everything from Sotheby's to a lot of local brands. And we think we've developed an understanding of what it takes to develop the right technology and deliver it. So our purpose is not to deliver technology. Our purpose is to enable all of you so that what winds up happening is you can leverage the technology into doing one very simple thing, closing more deals. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether I've got the fanciest thing on the planet or not. If you don't get more leads and you don't generate more business, then it's useless. Okay? So we understand that completely. I understand that completely in my gut. Next slide. So what does that mean? We want to be able to provide technology, as I think that was said a little earlier, technology, customers are now using technology to find everything on the web, all the data. What we want them to do is come to your website to find a place to live. It's more than just being able to find a house, a listing. It's really a place to live. So what that means is we've got to surround the experience with other types of data, schools, neighborhood information, all the kinds of things that people care about so that they can determine whether they want to live in a given location. And oh, by the way, I could recite all the silly statistics about 93% of people, go to the web, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they do. Whatever it is. There's somebody more of a geek than I am. Anyway, bottom line is people do go to the web. People are going to find that information, and you want them to come to your website. The second thing is that we want you guys to be able to leverage as agents the technology to generate more leads. Now, classically, you do all the farming where you go and send postcards out and you do all the open houses and everything else. What we want you to do is be able to use technology to enhance that experience. What would happen if somebody would get a postcard as part of your campaign in a neighborhood and it had a URL where they could go and find out how much their house is worth, what's for sale around it, what kinds of things are available around that? All that kind of information would be tremendously helpful. And oh, by the way, if they went a month later, it would be completely up to date. Those are the kinds of tools that we have available for you guys. The last thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that from a broker's point of view, for those of you who are managers, etc., we provide a set of tools that will attract the agents and retain the agents. We want people in your offices to be happy. We want them to know that they've got the best tools to be able to go and close more and more business. Next slide. So for agents, what kinds of things do we provide? Agent websites. So that way you can have the full search capability of the corporate website in your website. CMAs, competitive market analyses, all the kinds of things that you would be able to do to prep yourself for that listing presentation. Flyers. Something we call a dynamic listing presentation. The problem with the CMA is when you go to the consumer, the potential seller, you leave a piece of paper there. A month later, it's out of date. What you'd like them to do is be able to go to a website where that same CMA is live, so they can get an up-to-date view of what's going on. That's what we call the dynamic listing presentation. One-to-one, the tool that I just talked about where you can get a postcard and put a specific URL for that particular house on that postcard, that's a tool that we call one-to-one. It's one-to-one marketing. Drip marketing, seller reports are pretty interesting. When you put something online, what does the seller know? How many leads are coming? How many people are viewing that particular listing? What other listings are there that kind of combine together with that particular view? Those are all the kinds of things that we provide in terms of seller reports, and then the classic things of analyzing who's coming and what kind of leads you wind up getting. Next. Next. Thank you. From a brokerage point of view, we have all the standard things that you have. And in addition to that, we've got something pretty powerful. We've got a message board in the media center so that you can actually have lots of different capabilities, lots of different media types, whether it's video, PowerPoint slides, or anything else that you can share across the company, all on the media center. One of the things that David has been really active about working with us, and I think it was alluded to in the last speaker, was this whole notion of quality of agent. We want, and David wants particularly, is agents to be ranked by the people that they serve. And I think it's a pretty cool idea. It's sort of like, you know, in corporations, people do what I call 360-degree reviews. That's the equivalent of that. That gives you feedback, that gives David feedback, and ultimately results in a better, better production, better quality of service, etc. that you want to be able to do. Next. So some of our customers are some of the select people that are around in the country. Illustrated properties. If you ever go to a site that's owned by HGTV called frontdoor.com, we provide the technology for that. Ad Properties, which is one of the premier properties companies in the Chicago area, and lots of others that we've been able to sign up because we believe we have something that people like, people use. And the good news about having all these customers is that we get ideas from everybody. And then we take those ideas, we integrate them in, and we give them to you. So that there's always a process of renewal. It's not stale. It's a platform that constantly is dynamic and renews itself. Next slide. So, this is really important. So we give you all this brand new cool shit. What do you do with it? Attend the training classes. Right? If you don't learn how to use it, it ain't going to do you any good. So please, I implore you, attend the training classes. And the other thing is, yeah, you can attend the training classes, but don't just sit there. Ask questions. What does it do? How does it do it? Why does it do it? It's okay. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Okay? So please do that. Leverage the technology. Extraordinarily important. Next slide. It won't be perfect. We're going to screw up. There are things that are not going to work. There are things that are going to work partially. And I've got the 2-minute mark, and I'm going to exceed it too. Report the problem. We'll fix them. We'll do our best to respond. But please let us know what's going on, and we will always try to improve. Next slide. Is there one? Make suggestions. Again, the way we improve, the way we provide the stuff is, if you've got something by which we can improve, if there's another product out in the marketplace that you've seen that you'd like to somehow get integrated, tell us about it. We'll go study it, and if it's possible, we'll integrate it right back in. And by the way, good news, David, no extra cost. Next slide. So, coming attractions, I have in my hot little hands an iPad. I got to take it out of the sleeve.
Don't put that was a thunder roll. That was the thunder roll in the iPad. I couldn't upstage Steve Jobs, so I figured I'd try that. So in my hot little hands is a little iPad, and we've actually developed an application for the iPad where you can literally go around. You have the entire functionality of your entire website in your hands. By the way, I was just getting a 3G iPad so you can do the network. That's a pitch from Apple. I get paid for that. Everything that you can do on your website is on here. It's literally carryable with you. Nice little device, $500 is nothing. And by the way, the other thing you should note is that there's a lot of the capabilities of the website are also available on the iPhone, soon the BlackBerry, and lots of other devices as well. Because remember, you want to reach customers in any way that they want to reach you. We want to make sure that the latest technology is available. By the way, I think, my opinion, great differentiator from a selling prospect. You go in with one of these things, you show them what's going on in the market, you are the expert at being able to go show them all the data. That's, you know, pretty good chance that you're going to get somebody who's going to say, this person knows how to use technology and will be my best representative in the marketplace. With that, thank you very much. I appreciate it.